I'm excited to show you how to turn delicious carrot cake into a healthier muffin with a cream cheese glaze. They're made gluten-free with a mix of oat, almond, and cassava flours. Then they're naturally sweetened with applesauce, cane sugar, and golden raisins. They look like they came right out of a bakery with a simple cream cheese glaze on top that takes them to another level of yum. Hello there, my name is Nicole Bonilla and I am so glad you're here. If you love healthier recipes that are made with all natural ingredients like I do, then you are in the right place. Now to make these carrot cake muffins, we're going to start with our carrots. And I've just taken 3 medium-sized carrots and I've peeled them and cut them into some smaller pieces. And then you could shred them with a cheese grater or use a food processor or a chopper cup like I am. I'm just going to drop these inside, and I'll put on my lid and turn my speed to high. And within a few seconds, we have some perfectly chopped carrots. Now, in case you have some picky eaters who may not like to see big pieces of carrot in their muffin, chopping it up this way makes the pieces really nice and small, which makes them easier to camouflage. To make this really easy muffin batter, we're going to start by adding our wet ingredients, which includes 3 eggs, half a cup of cane sugar, a 1/3 cup of avocado oil, but you could also use light olive oil, a 1/3 cup of unsweetened applesauce. Now, a really great hack for using cottage cheese in your baked goods is to blend it until it's perfectly smooth and you no longer have any of that curdled cottage cheese texture. So I just take my entire container, put it into my blender or food processor, just blend it for less than a minute until it's smooth, put it back in my container and into my fridge, and then it's ready to use whenever I need it. So in this recipe, we're going to add a 1/3 cup of blended cottage cheese, but you could also use sour cream or even ricotta cheese. And then we'll add 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then I'll just whisk these together until well combined. Now we can add our dry ingredients, and I have found that this combination of using oat flour, almond flour, and cassava flour gives the best flavor and texture to the muffins. I love using the almond flour because it has delicious flavor as well as healthy fat. And I love using the oat flour because it has just a lot of earthy flavor as well as fiber. And I love using the cassava flour because it helps the muffins bake light and airy. So we're going to start with 1 cup of oat flour, 1 cup of almond flour, and 2/3 of a cup of cassava flour. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 a teaspoon of salt, and then for seasonings, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 a teaspoon of dried ginger, and 1/4 a teaspoon of nutmeg. So we'll just dump all those right on top. And then we'll simply whisk these together until well combined. And then you have this very thick and gorgeous batter that smells just like carrot cake. Now we can add in our mix-ins, which includes 1/2 a cup of our shredded carrots, 1/2 a cup of golden raisins, but you could also use dark raisins, and 1/3 cup of shredded coconut. And then I'm just going to stir these together with a spatula just until they're combined. Now to bake the muffins, I've simply lined my muffin pan with these parchment paper liners. And then I'm just using my 1/3 cup batter scoop to drop in the muffin batter. And to get those high, gorgeous domes on your muffins, you'll want to fill each of your muffin cups almost to the top. And you'll want to let your batter slightly mound up higher in the middle. Now, a really simple baking hack to get that higher dome on your muffin is to put it into a 425-degree oven for 5 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, you're going to leave the muffins in the oven, turn your temperature down to 350 degrees, and then set your timer for an additional 20 to 22 minutes. And then you'll take your muffins out of the oven as soon as they have a beautiful golden color on top. Now, while our muffins are in the oven, we're going to make a really simple cream cheese glaze that's going to go on top of our muffins after they're cooled. I'm going to use my chopper cup again that I rinsed out, but you could also use a blender or a food processor. I'm just going to add 2 ounces of room temperature cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter, 1/2 a teaspoon of vanilla, and to enhance that cream cheese flavor, I'm going to add 1/2 a teaspoon of lemon juice and 2 tablespoons of almond milk, but you could use any milk you like, and a pinch of salt. And then I'll put on my lid and blend this until smooth. Now I'm going to add 1/2 a cup of powdered cane sugar, but you could also use regular powdered sugar. And then I'll blend this together until it's well incorporated. And this is an excellent time for a quality control pinky test. Which is to test the sweetness level, which I think is just right. But you could add a little bit more powdered sugar if you'd like it to be a little bit sweeter. And then we'll set this aside until our muffins are baked and cooled. Well, here are our baked muffins that I took out of the oven and then allowed to cool completely on my counter, and they are gorgeous. Of course, you could enjoy these as is, but I'm going to add our cream cheese glaze. So I'm just going to get a spoonful of my glaze and just pour it right on top. And the consistency of this is perfect so that it's really easy to spread. And then as some optional embellishments, I'm going to take my cinnamon and just lightly dust the top of it. And then I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of some toasted coconut, as well as break up a couple of crunchy, delicious pecans. Now you could enjoy this right away, or you can allow these to sit on your counter or even in the fridge and allow that cream cheese glaze to harden up a little bit. But I vote that it be enjoyed right now. That is delicious. That has all the flavor of a carrot cake, but in a convenient muffin form. As soon as you bite in, you get that delicious moist texture of the muffin, and then you get the perfect seasoning coming in from the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the ginger. And then you get those fun mix-ins from the coconut as well as the golden raisins, which just add the perfect amount of sweetness. And then you get that lightly sweetened cream cheese glaze on top with those crunchy pecans and the coconut. That is so delicious. And I love knowing that I'm eating something with clean, natural ingredients, which means I'm gonna feel just as good even after I eat it. And I love being able to share these creatively healthy recipes so that you can enjoy them too. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today in my kitchen, and I've included a link to the full recipe in the video description below, which takes you to my website, gentletummy.com. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone else who you think would love this recipe, please share this video with them. And you have a standing invitation to hang out with me in my kitchen anytime.